guys, the crypto industry is absolutely collapsing. So I had to bring in an expert to give you guys as much information and real information about what's happening with FTX, Binance, Bitcoin, and all the different coins. We've seen Terra and Luna explode, and then we've seen them drop so fast. This is like a roller coaster at Six Flags. And so today we're going to hear from an expert about how to control your wallets, how to mitigate losses, and talk about a new token that's going to revolutionize the industry. So let's get going. Sammy from ACTSToken. Pleasure, brother.
Hey, nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you, man. Yeah. Hey, so dude, how crazy is the crypto industry right now?
Well, it's always been volatile. If you have been involved in cryptocurrency at all, it's not like the traditional stock market that used to, open like 9:30 Eastern time and end at 4:00 and holidays and not trading. Crypto is 24/7, 365.
100%.
You wake up 2 a.m., got to take a leak. All of a sudden you check your phone like, oh, my stuff went up 9%. My stuff. So like, that's the first thing. I think it's good because crypto is a global product. It's not just dominated by the New York Stock Exchange, right? And when I look at cryptocurrency or technology exists because the marketplace wants more, needs more, right? And I don't know about anybody else, but most listeners, I don't think they have much confidence that the United States government is doing very much monetarily to help John Q. Public.
Yeah.
So that's why cryptocurrency exists, right? So, and then when I look at FTX, the biggest problem that I have with centralized exchanges is that they're almost all founded by people who have a mindset in fiat currency.
Yes. And
when they do that, deposits to them is green light for them to go borrow and do other risky things with the money.
Right.
And when that happens, you get burnt. And usually in America, there's a bailout if you get burnt. So the penalty of failing doesn't scare them enough.
Right.
And that's exactly what's happening with FTX.
Yeah, so the FTX thing is crazy. And I love what you said, that they're going into it like traditional fiat currency. I come from banking. I have an extensive banking background. And when I look at the platforms, a lot of it is a very similar process. They work like a bank where they're going to absorb money and then they're going to take the money. They're going to lend it. They're going to create derivative products and then they're going to use other people's money. I was explaining this to a friend. I said, if all of us decided to go to Wells Fargo simultaneously and withdraw our money, the same thing would happen to Wells Fargo.
Exactly.
Right. And so, but the big banks are secured. The FDIC protects them.
Right.
So it's a little bit different. They don't have as much risk, or the consumer doesn't have as much risk, but there also isn't as much opportunity for wins, losses.
Well,
it's
and then there was a bailout, right?
There's a bailout, the 08 bailout.
Countrywide and, all Washington Mutual, all these toxic loans. And it's like, hey, I want to cash these in, or like, these now need to become real value.
Yeah.
Well, the money that's behind that is no longer there anymore. We spent it, right? And this is, again, because traditional banking is get money on deposit so that we can lend you 10 times that.
Yep. So
right? And borrow it at this Federal Reserve rate.
Yep.
So that mindset is, and I think a lot of normal folks don't understand banking at that level. Correct. And look, there's some 600-page, 700-page books out there, like Creature from Jekyll Island and stuff. If you really want to understand what's happening with money without going too far down the conspiracy theory, get into some of those books. Follow some people on YouTube.
What are your top three?
Right. One of the guys you mentioned is great. And there's some guys that are selling financial and life insurance products, but giving solid information without pushing their own brokerage. And that's what I really like. Give value. You know what I mean? Like as Gary Vaynerchuk would say. And then people will come back to you because they feel like this guy doesn't really have a vested interest.
Yeah.
But they're giving me how to think, not what to think. And I think that's the most important thing for all of us when you're listening, like, oh, well, 5-1 ARM, that was like the best product ever. It's like, yeah, because everybody with the credit score over this and a phone call verification was getting approved.
I'm going to tell you that we don't learn from our past.
Right.
We don't learn. I'm doing no documentation loans again.
All right.
I'm doing worse than the arms. I'm doing buy down loans where a borrower is getting an interest rate that's 2-3% lower than prime rate,
Right.
and we're having the sellers pay for it, but that adjusts every year until you hit, your cap rate. So
Right.
we really don't learn from our mistakes, but that's banking. It's greed, it's tradition, and it's people who are so far removed from the ground lines that and they got to report back. They got to make Fannie and Freddie profitable.
Yeah,
that all ties back to the government, right? You talked about the people who come into crypto and they have, in the centralized platforms, they have a concept of fiat currency,
right? And
compare it to the big banks,
right?
Let's talk about decentralized,
yeah,
okay. Right? Because that's a little bit union, Pancake Swap, MetaMask, right.
So centralized exchanges. The first thing everybody should understand is it serves a purpose because it gets money from your traditional bank account into the crypto world.
Yes,
but the tokens. Like if you buy Ethereum on Coinbase, those are custodial shares of Ethereum. It's not, you don't own it 100%.
Right.
And if you try to cash in and Ethereum is not liquid enough to cover you, those Ethereum units you own could be worthless.
So now there has to be someone on the back end willing to buy it.
That is, and that's the other part. When you move into a decentralized place where you own your own wallet address on the Ethereum network or on the Binance network or on the Polygon network, when you withdraw those tokens from the centralized exchanges and move it to what we call a hot wallet, which is MetaMask or Trust Wallet, those tokens on your ledger are yours.
Got it.
That should help a lot of people feel good at night. And hopefully there's already been a run on, withdrawals.
Right.
But if you're not going to be selling and you're a long-term buy and hold, your tokens should not stay within Coinbase, crypto.com, Binance, or wherever that is.
So what are the platforms that you personally position yourself in? Well,
MetaMask is great.
Okay.
Trust Wallet is good. They both have Chrome extensions. Now I'm gonna tell you, get a $200 to $300 Windows laptop that you only use for crypto. Buy it and uninstall all the crap and literally have Chrome and a password safe.
Got it.
That's it.
Why is that?
Let's say you download an app from the Android or Apple store, and it turns out that thing had spyware on there.
Got it.
And while you're using your iPhone, you copy and pasted your 12 keys, and that app picked it up.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
They got your keys. They got your money.
Wow.
So I do not recommend crypto transactions on an iPhone or Android unless you know every single app you have running on that phone.
Impossible.
Yeah. But a super clean laptop, right? You can, if you got an old MacBook Pro, MacBook Air sitting around, wipe it back to 0, install it fresh, turn off all the syncing to the
That's
iCloud.
Wonderful advice.
Right? And have a Chrome browser running, and that's it.
Wow, that's wonderful advice.
Yeah. And now, then you interact with MetaMask, and it's super clean. You want to go another level of security? Get yourself a Nano Ledger S+. Get yourself.
What is that? What is a Nano Ledger?
A cold wallet key that essentially it's a hardware that when you press the button, it approves the transaction, but your 12 keys don't exist in the browser. Your 12 keys only exist on the hardware.
How do you buy that?
You can buy it on Amazon for $85.
Okay. What was the name again?
A Nano Ledger S+.
Nano Ledger S+.
Now, it gets a little tricky, but if you just look, you got $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 worth of crypto. You got $5,000 worth of crypto. You should get a pot of coffee, turn off Netflix, focus on your computer screen, watch the training videos. That every manufacturer has legit training videos that show you best practices how not to get hacked. Move all your crypto over. If you buy a Nano, they have an app on that's included called Ledger Live that allows you to move Bitcoin, Ethereum, like hundreds and hundreds of token over, and you hold it within the ledger live, and it doesn't exist on any of the centralized exchanges anymore.
Wow. And so that's the cold wallet.
Yeah, that's a cold wallet.
Yeah.
A hot wallet is a software-based wallet, which is kind of good. But the only thing is this. Someone grabs your laptop.
You're done.
And your password is 1234.
Close.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got a MacBook Air and I have a Windows laptop. I got a fingerprint, but if I reboot, my fingerprint don't work. I still got to log in with the password.
Right.
It's all about like going that extra level of paranoia, because let's say someone knew that you had 300 grand worth of crypto and they send a fake housekeeper in. Like, I thought my appointment was on Tuesday. Oh, no, sir, it's on Monday. We just had jumbled things. And they don't even work for your company. And they're cleaning your house and all they're doing is looking for your laptop that you left out on the sofa.
Yeah. And then they take it,
Yeah.
and now you're asked out 300.
Yeah. So I would go to that level of paranoia, because it's not like a stop payment or a recall, or if someone takes your crypto, they're going to hot potato it and move it to 19 different wallets that are absolutely untraceable. There's no SSN associated with crypto wallets.
Right.
So when your money's gone,
It's gone.
it's gone. Yeah. And the amount that you lose, it's not enough to get the FBI involved.
Right.
They're not, you know what I mean? So the technology is fantastic. You could move $80,000 worth of crypto and your transfer fee is like 3 cents, 4 cents. It's awesome. Like I can send money to someone in Africa.
Yeah.
And it's not like wire
It's
transfers
instant.
with like
Yeah,
six,
no.
even
It's
wire transfers
instantaneous.
within the United States. It takes a couple hops from bank to bank. Crypto is like, boom. It's like you see the thing, click, 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 done. Money transferred. They refresh their wallet. Yeah, money's there. And when you inspect the transaction, it's like, I just sent $30,000 for 86 cents or 8.5 cents. So that's why crypto is so important. But then people have to understand there's no recalls.
Yeah. There's no real regulation.
Yeah, and that's the part where I see the FTX crash as a boon for the industry, because people have to understand. You have to know what you're watching and how you're watching them. Because once somebody started asking questions about FTX and digging, they were like, oh, this Sam Friedman guy ain't such a genius after all.
No. He's
an absolute crook.
Yeah, he's sleeping in a penthouse with 10 of his buddies.
Yeah. And like, oh, Elon comes out afterwards and says, oh yeah, when I talked to him, my alarms were going off. My BS meter was going off.
He offered him how many billions for
right.
towards Twitter?
Yeah. And it's just like, and so you have to know how to inspect things. And sometimes there is a thing of,
But the FTX thing's wild because it was, dude, they have a sports arena.
Yeah.
You got Tom Brady.
Right.
You got, so the no like and trust factor was built.
Yeah.
SBF was pretty brilliant in the marketing scheme of building out.
Right.
And
until CZ from Binance said, we did a due diligence.
Yeah.
And they were essentially valuing things not off of dollar peg crypto.
It was based off of their own token that they were creating.
Yeah.
Isn't that the Federal Reserve though? We're just printing our own dollar.
Yeah.
We needed to print more in 2020.
Right. But SBF is not allowed to say, I just did what I learned from the government.
No, he's not.
You're not. You might have learned that lesson, but you're not big enough to do what we do.
Yeah.
And that's why, that's why he's getting in trouble. And that's the thing of what is backing this? What is the underlying thing?
Where's the collateralization?
Exactly.
Right? It's like the American dollar was tied to the gold standard, but it's not anymore.
Right. But how many people still use the word gold standard and think there's enough gold in Kentucky covering every single dollar?
Well, there's not anymore. They just started printing.
Right. But that word, the gold standard, is still used by normal people every day.
Right.
So they think, well, the United States is safe, right? It's like,
no. Currency, all of it, whether it's fiat or it's digital, it's based off of how much people value it.
Yeah.
And how we value the exchange of that dollar.
Exactly. If you want to really have some have a mind-blowing experience, watch the YouTube video about how airlines became banks and how they essentially created a cryptocurrency called frequent flyer miles. And the airlines are now running at zero profit on day-to-day operations. All their valuation and profit is in the frequent flyer program.
No way.
Yeah.
So explain more of that. I haven't seen the video, but let's get a link to that video below.
Yeah. So check this out. Let's say in your household, you issued daddy credits.
Okay. Yep.
You get an A in school, I'm giving you 2 credits. Yep. You take out the trash, I'm giving you 1 credit, right? And as long as you, the issuer, is honoring the redemption for something valuable, people will be like, oh, I just want to keep earning these points.
Yep.
I earned enough points. I'm getting a, YZ250 dirt bike, and now we're ripping the hills, right? So people valued free flights and upgrades from the airlines so much that they realized that they could sell points to credit card companies for pennies on the dollar.
Brilliant.
And now think about the Chase card or this card that gives you 1-for-1 matching for every dollar you spend.
125 for one.
Right.
Is what Chase gives me.
But Chase bought it for a penny.
Oh, those jerks.
Now, where they changed the game is back in the day, you would get points based on how many miles traveled. Right?
Right.
No. How many dollars you spent.
Right.
And how many miles traveled? People would find flights that leave LA, have a layover in Chicago, and land in San Francisco. And the airplane ticket was the same as a direct flight. But they're getting credit for a flight that went 3/4 of the way across the US and back. So they were getting like mileage credits for like 3 times the amount that the dollars they spent. They were hacking the system.
Interesting.
So then, since they own the whole thing, they said, no. We're only paying you based on how many dollars you spend now, not on how many miles traveled. And if you want to redeem frequent flyer miles on Sunday or on Friday, your redemption rate is less than if you want to redeem on Tuesday.
Right.
So they're setting the redemption rate. So they just created essentially a banking out of their own currency.
Which is their frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. And so that video gives you a good understanding kind of what crypto is. Essentially, it's a token. Cryptocurrency is a token. Whether you use it for a video game at Chuck E. Cheese or whether you turn in 30,000 tokens to get a free flight to New York City, it's all based on the value of what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
The only challenge I see is that right now, because of how many different types of tokens and coins exist, there isn't a single entity that says, okay, this is going to be a currency that we're going to be able to exchange for products and services.
Right.
Until there's a universal agreement that says, okay, hey, we're going to use Bitcoin as exchange, right? And I think now you can start to purchase some things, and athletes are getting paid in Bitcoin, but that's where it gets a little bit more complex, right? In the actual transaction. Right.
Stats are about 12 to 70% of adults on the planet have crypto. When I hear that number, I get excited because I'm looking at the 100 minus 12 is the potential for crypto. 100 minus 17 is the potential for crypto, right? But the main question is, but can I use this at Costco? Can I use this for gas? Right. And it's essentially the Amex, the Visa, the MasterCard networks that are that next wave of people that are like, yeah, you can tap and pay. And they have to build the network in that goes, the moment you swipe this, the spot exchange rate of that crypto per US dollar was this. So now that will be withdrawn from your account and you give us the authorization. That's the next level of technology that's coming so that people understand. Because crypto's price is so volatile, you have to give a window where that transaction is valid. And once it closes, then the value transfers. And then the merchant goes, well, I got like 50,000 Doge for this last transaction. Where can I spend it?
Yeah.
And do I got to always convert this back to USD? or my local, I got to convert it to euro, or I got to convert it to Japanese yen.
Or can during the transaction at the tap, will that automatically convert so that the merchant himself is getting USD?
Right. And the merchant decides. I mean, they're already giving up 3.5% on a swipe. But they said, yeah, but if I'm accepting Doge, I can give up 0.5%. Sign me up. Right.
We'll take that.
And then it's like, and by the way, the transaction's super fast.
Yeah.
But the Visa, MasterCard, Amex, Discovers of the world, they're like, we're used to making these points. The technology is better, but how can we still make the money, right? Like Western Union, MoneyGram, they're all like, even wire transfers.
Oh, they're done.
And they're all, even title agencies.
Yep.
Once chain of title goes totally into the blockchain for every single property on the planet, why do you need title insurance? You
don't, because it's all on the ledger.
Yeah. So then title insurance companies better be looking 5 steps ahead and figure out how can you still monetize chain of title. Does that mean like 50,000 people in the United States are going to be out of a job once the true chain of title blockchain comes online? Or you better get involved.
No,
that's the beauty of
you're seeing it transition though.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of technology.
Yeah.
The paradigm shift happens because the marketplace is like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I'm trying to refi on a house and the lady at City Hall decides she's going to put my title request on the bottom of the stack and I'm not getting my thing back for 3 weeks. What the hell?
Yeah.
Stupid, right?
Yeah.
And then you tell the title, what am I paying you for? Well, we're just researching all your debts and judgments. We don't really care. Like, it's like versus, wait, lady at City Hall is no longer needed because chain of title is click,
obsolete.
Click, boom.
It's all there.
Right? Because I know where my title, like my crypto originated, and I can see all the hops. So why shouldn't I be able to do that, with property? So it's like, so when you understand the blockchain and what it can provide, then you're just like, oh my goodness. There's going to be trillions of dollars in fees taken out of this thing and transferred over to these people who are now giving a better solution and offering it cheaper. And it's still a competitive advantage. That's why I love crypto. I love the blockchain. I love technology because it's essentially, it's like another industrial revolution.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the next phase of the digital revolution.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Totally.
The great part is there's going to be winners, there's going to be losers, right? How do you position yourself to be able to identify, okay, this is some kid in high school that created this coin,
right?
Versus this is somebody who we want to go and invest in.
If you take the position of, I don't want to know. It's like me having my back in the water, standing here, and you're telling me, Sammy, watch out. There's a huge wave coming. And I act like I don't care. Who's getting slammed into the sand?
You are. Yeah.
I am. Because I chose not to listen.
Right.
But now I'm going to go watch some training on how to understand wave patterns, understand marketplace changes, and be aware of what's going on and go, oh, that's why they're always looking over there.
Yeah.
If they are, now I know when the change is coming and I can get ahead of this. And so the key is being neutral about politics.
Yep.
Unless it affects money, and understand how it may affect you. And the second thing is study. Get on YouTube. And if something on YouTube feels like this person has a little bit of a vested interest to push me here, can I keep the meat and spit out the bones? Right? If I can't gain knowledge from someone who is a total conspiracy theorist, but they give me one nugget of wisdom, I'll take it from them. I don't need to listen to all the other flat earth theory and all the stuff. I just need to take that one thing.
Yeah.
And to be in that place where we almost have to unlearn because public school systems taught us,
how to be warehouse workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, 15th and 31st, direct deposit, sign up, for this, and like always be on payments with cars and this and that. Like, well, some people are like, wait, I don't want to do that. This doesn't feel like the American dream anymore.
No.
So it's really, and it's not going full conspiracy theories, and it's not wasting time on Facebook, like attacking the governor or the president. It's taking time to listen and go, how do I read the signs? Again, think of the surfers that are on their boards, looking at the horizon going, oh, look at this big wave coming. Oh man, this one's juicy.
Yeah.
If you said, man, this taxi cab situation sucks. They're all credit card machines always working. They always want cash. And someone goes, yeah, this sucks, but I'm about to make an app that's going to crush it. Well, that's what Uber did.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, why didn't I see that? It's like, well, why not?
It was right there.
Yeah.
It was right there.
Yeah. So seeing the waves and understanding this concept of paradigm shift. And when you are one of the ones that can see the paradigm shift and participate is when you're going to like 10x up.
I mean, I love it. You're not just participating, you're in it.
Yeah. No.
You know, you're in it. So what was the inspiration behind your token, right?
So same thing, crypto, decentralized tokens, they're created by anonymous charlatans. 98% of new cryptocurrencies that are created to take cash from people,
right,
and then disappear. You don't even know the actual identity of Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin.
No,
right?
No. Some people would say it was Putin, but
right. I mean, there's theories. So we thought of what are all the things that are messed up about crypto,
yeah,
and can we solve some of those things? And that's what we decided to do. And so one thing is, our website's public. And we want people to know.
What's the website?
Well, ACTSToken.com,
okay.
ACTS token.com. And the thing is that we're real people. We're going to be on Facebook Live, YouTube's, Twitter's, Clubhouse feeds, and represent who we are, not anonymous. And then, the other thing is our token takes a percentage of daily volume and puts it into something called the Acts of Kindness wallet.
Okay.
And the Acts of Kindness wallet is for widows, orphans, and survivors of abuse. Well, widows it's kind of clear the definition, but orphan, it doesn't just mean you live in an orphanage. What if you're an orphan of the U.S. military and the VA ain't helping you? You're kind of left behind. You fell through the cracks, and you still got real problems. And usually for the military, the real problems end up in suicide.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of suicides from, U.S. servicemen and women that are discharged and not getting help, it's an epidemic. And then survivors of abuse, whether that's human trafficking or, different things, that definition of abuse, the same deal. And so we want to create that. The Acts of Kindness wallet is a public address. And we want people to see, here's the cool thing about crypto. You can inspect the transactions. You can see where the money's going. There's this level of, openness. So we wanted to focus on that part. And the third piece that we're really focusing on is financial education. Susie Orman, Dave Ramsey, Robert Kiyosaki, they don't offer one solution for everybody. It's not one size fit all.
Right.
And you need to be like, well, you know what? I like Adidas for my feet. I like Puma for my legs, and I like Under Armour for my upper body. You have to know how to understand those things. And, and so Gary Russell, our co-founder, he came from a financial background, real estate, residential and commercial, but also tax preparation. And because of that, he's like, people making bad decisions. Or, like in the life insurance world, buy term and invest the difference. People love hearing that. But what does that exactly mean? And can you critically walk through carrying that out? That's the part that a lot of people have trouble with. I mean, a lot of people love Dave Ramsey, which I think he's got some great stuff. But some people are a little too deep on the Dave Ramsey Kool-Aid. They're afraid of every type of debt. Well, I don't know last time, buyers came to a large transaction in Southern California and bought all cash.
Yeah. Well, and Robert Kiyosaki would say, add it on.
Yeah.
Let's get some more.
Right. So you gotta learn how to think. Because sometimes there's good debt and there's bad debt.
Right.
And you got to understand those things. So we're really focusing on financial literacy. And the way that I look at it is increasing your financial thermostat, because if your financial assets grow because you are a participating person within ACTSToken, we don't want you to get wrecked financially because of just being crypto rich. We want to show you how to make wise decisions with your money so that you can be like, all right, I'm going to skillfully liquidate 20% of my assets so that I can participate in a real estate transaction as a passive income investor. How do I look at the ledger? How do I look at the balance sheet? How do I look at the pro forma to go, this is a great thing? Or I bought some shares in some resort in Indonesia that turns out didn't even exist, but my brother-in-law told me it was a great deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I just got scammed. Well, how do you not get scammed? And that's really the thing, is equipping with knowledge, equipping, with how to, so that not only did you make some crypto gains, but you brought it into the real world and you kept it. Because that's the thing. We're making money for our kids and our kids instead of like, I'm living like the YOLO life, and when I'm broke, when I'm dead, my kids are gonna have to fend for themselves. That's not what
we're building generational wealth.
Yeah, exactly.
So, with your token, what platforms and what blockchain did you put it on?
So we're on a decentralized Binance Smart Chain.
Okay.
And we chose it because transactionally, transactions are anywhere from 3 to 8 cents on the gas fees when we're moving certain types of transactions. I think Binance, is one of the safer blockchains. Binance moved a ton of stuff over into Malta and other places to essentially move away from China,
Right.
And transactions are relatively quick, but the programming language, because it's a fork of the Ethereum chain, the programming language was relatively easy to use. So we're on there. And the way that we're doing our current entries and exit is, it's not a live market where the price is changing every single day. We set a price for a window of time, and we say at the end of this window of time, the price is going up by 50%. Now's your time to buy. Once that window closes, all new buyers here are buying at the new price for the next window of time. So instead of thinking elevators doors open and these high-speed elevators are whipping and you're trying to jump in the crypto world, you have a private doorman that holds the door, lets you get in, and then you decide when you want to exit. When you exit, we're matching you with a new incoming buyer.
Right.
So in a sense, we're still making a market, but we're controlling the buy and the sell at a price until we feel comfortable that the token is going to be healthy to enter a fully decentralized 24/7 exchange.
Now, are you basing the parameters off of time frames or off of amount of tokens sold?
Well, we have a time frame. Like our next price increase is November 30th at the end of let's say it's 12 days away, right? If we hit a certain volume, we'll announce, I know the price increase was set for November 30th, but now it's going up in 24 hours. So we have certain parameters that are like, there's so much volume, we need to increase the price. Essentially, the buy pressure is so high, we need to increase the price.
You have too much demand.
Exactly. Yeah. Which again, that's making the market and understanding.
That's a good opportunity to have.
And for people to be like, wait, I got a crystal ball? Yeah. When the price is going up, that changes my way of thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
And as long as our marketing is skillful enough to keep bringing people interested at the subsequent price increases, people will get involved. And so we're spending a lot of our time and energy and resources on more and more awareness and the acts of kindness, a cryptocurrency that is doing good and changing. And then that's really what we're focusing on.
Now, given that you're selling to somebody who's a higher bidder, you're creating the tokens, like where does your profit margin come from?
So when we talked about a percentage of daily volume, we're taking a percentage of daily volume to cover marketing activity.
Okay.
And then also even using some to continuously buy token back at prices. So that's where that comes in. Our organization is built very lean and mean right now. None of us are driving around, Lamborghinis or anything like that. In this current time, to keep it lean and mean, to say our future value of tokens after, a 10x price increase and beyond is where we're going to make our money, not, early on paying ourselves exorbitant salaries.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that. So you created the tokens, you hold the foundation, and then you're going to, when it 10x's. You're gonna sell, offload some of it.
We're gonna carefully release more supply, continuously release more supply. And you know what? Some of our early investors that are like, I want to sell like 3% of my token. Cool, we'll match you up. When do you want out? I want out on price increase 8 or 9. They tell us, we match them up, and they get their proceeds.
Oh, I love that. What was your like initial thought when you created this token, and how did you go about creating the fundraising aspect of it to get your angel investors?
So everything came from friends and family.
Okay.
And my co-founder Gary, he was like, hey, give me a legal pad, a pencil, and a telephone, and I'll go raise 2.5 million right now. And I was like, yeah, but that's like 6 people. Do you know how many shares they would control? Why don't we open this up to our friends and family? And when we did that, people started telling other people about it.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, man, I love this idea. I love where they're going. I trust them. And we were growing $500 to $5,000 at a time. And about 60 days before pre-launch, we hit $1 million raise. And then from there to public launch, we raised another 800,000. So, wow. And it's kind of crazy to think, but it's like, I've never trusted anything in crypto. Anybody at church or any of my friends started talking about crypto, all I'm thinking is like, they're about to lose all their money.
Yeah.
But and we prohibited people from putting in more money. Like, wait, someone goes, this is all the money I got left in the world. I was like, then don't give it all to me.
Yeah.
Because I can't have the pressure of you not making bills in February or March because you gave it all to us.
Yeah.
Put in what you're willing to lose.
Right.
And I mean, because people, when you're talking about crypto or investing, you hear things like all in, or I'm just going to send it. I'm like, we're not playing all, Texas Hold'em here.
No.
You should be taking 5% of your total assets and allocating it to this crypto so that you're not freaking out when the prices go up or down.
Yeah.
So
it takes a strong stomach to be able to withstand the ups and downs of the crypto market.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right now, as we're in a bearish market, though, what a time and opportunity for you guys. And you didn't I'm assuming you didn't see on the crystal ball that you're going to see the collapse of the crypto industry. But for you being a new player, what a time, because this allows you to separate yourself from the competition and alleviate and just ride the bull.
Well, the other thing is, how many tokens, if you lay their chart on top of ETH or Bitcoin, it's exactly the same. They only follow what Bitcoin does. Do you have the ability to create enough intrinsic value? And that's our $1 billion marketing puzzle that we're continuously being like, Bitcoin's up, great. Bitcoin's down, great. Why? ACTSToken is still moving up. ACTSToken is still acquiring new token holders every single day across 30, 40, 50, 60, 200 countries.
Yeah.
And that's really the exciting part that we look forward to, and that's essentially what we've told our marketing team and our core team members that have, some, potential vested tokens that they will earn if they can help us solve, if they can partner with us to solve these problems, and be like, I kind of bet on myself back in July 2022. Dang, I'm glad I did, because now I'm worth this, right? And it's like, so that's the exciting part with building something and then also partnering with others. This isn't like just like a one person thing.
Yeah.
It's more than that, for the excitement of having people be like, hey, I believe in you.
Yeah.
I think you can do it. And, it's not like a Stanford, genius or an MIT genius, but it's like people that we keep working with. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to have you come and talk to some of our guys over on the Index platform.
Yeah, definitely.
See how we can do some collaboration. So this has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
We got to do this again. I learned a ton. I hope the viewers did too.
Yeah.
And where ultimately they can go on Binance.us to find ACTSToken?
No, so since we're on the decentralized exchange, they can go to ACTSToken.com and they can fill out the information or ask for more info, or they could go to presale.actstoken.com, and that'll get you info where it's like, I want to come in with BNB token. It'll take them right to the interface that they can connect their wallet, or they can get it to say, I don't have any crypto right now. How can I still get involved? And we have steps to show you how to get involved.
Okay.
So
is it we'll end there. But you can, just to be clear, I can go in and plug in my Visa card and purchase.
Well, we have a couple of fiat methods that we're using for United States, and essentially we're using Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle to bring in the funding, and then we push the BNB token into your wallet that you get set up, and then from there we'll match you up with the transaction.
So if I go in after this and I send you $1,000 on Venmo,
we will issue $1,000 worth.
You send it to my MetaMask wallet.
Yeah, that's correct.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of training involved. I have like 12-step videos on how to get set up.
I need to get my MetaMask wallet on the Binance chain because it's on the Ethereum chain.
Well, they're cousins of each other. So now in MetaMask, if you click the button Add Network, it's a one-click add.
Really?
But it's the same address. So if you already have a MetaMask for ETH chain, it's the same address for Binance.
No, I'll have to get a one-on-one with you after.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All right, Sammy, thank you so much,
nice
brother.
meeting you.
Pleasure, brother.
Okay.